I'm hoping I'm on. Please let me know everywhere. Please let me know. Please let me know I'm on. Am I on? Am I on? Rumble, please. YouTube, please. X, please. Oh, good morning. Okay, Stacy. Yes. Oh, we have been through it. You don't know. You don't know. We have been through it. What we have been through to try, it started last Friday with Tea for Two. Couldn't get on. Then we got on YouTube, and then it kept going in and out. We spent between, you got to understand, we have a program that we pay for that allows us to stream to all these different places. Well, it wasn't connecting. And it was saying you're on and you're not. And then it was saying, sorry, click this because you can't get on. And between that and Rumble, I got to say Rumble stepped up though. I got to say it. Rumble stepped up, helped us, opened up several streams for us. As far as the platform, I'm not going to say the name. We might be leaving them. They did nothing. Thank God for, Jenna was helping us. Dennis, all of us were in it. Richie trying to get this thing to work, testing. Finally, I'm here. Thank you, Jesus. I'm elated. Now my air conditioning doesn't work. So Florida, 90 degrees, no air. Oh, there you go. All right. Anyway, hello. Welcome to Off the Cuff. If it's your first time. Curious Tadpole says, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? I should be dead 10 times then. Okay, so here we go. Welcome to Double Decker Delora Day. Triple D. And it's not diners, drive-ins, and dives. Triple D is Double Decker Delora Day around here. Actually, it's 4D. Anyway, here is, you guys know the drill. Listen, if you haven't gotten your tickets at National Gathering, I'm telling you, guys, what you waiting for? When it gets down to the last couple of weeks, it's sold out. You got to get them now. That's the National Gathering, July 4th and 5th. This is what's happening. We're in the middle of the country, so everybody could get there, okay? This came up during a chat on Solomon's Porch, and we just put it together. We felt God in it. And so we're in Columbia, Missouri on 167 acres. Now, just picture this, okay? So we're in God's country, man. Lake, horse, they got horses on the property, cabins. I mean, it's going to be just something like we've never done before. And on July 4th, there will be a prayer and worship from 7 to 9 on July 4th. Then at 9:30, we have a private fireworks show for the people at the gathering. So we're going to go right to the lake. It's right there next to the venue. And they're going to do a fireworks show for us. I'm very, very excited about it. And then the next day, doors open at 12:30 for the gathering. And we are there till 5, 6, I don't know. And we're going to take a picture of everybody like we always do. And now people are upset because we don't live stream. The reason we don't live stream is because it's not like anything is planned. Like there's that speaker, then this one comes up, and then that. You don't know what's going to happen. It's a God free-for-all. So if we start live streaming, and then all of a sudden I get a word for someone, and that person comes out, and we pray for them, it's not fair to that person in the middle of that private moment to have thousands of people gawking at them. You get it? So what we do after is we have like a gathering after online, and then we show clips and we show, some of the worship, and we do it that way. It's always free. We don't charge for a move of God, and we can't live stream. Look, it would be better for us if we live streamed. It would give our ministry more exposure, but that's not what we're in it for. We're in it to touch people's lives and open up regions and bring hope to areas and change the atmosphere. So We don't do it. So I'm sorry for those that are not happy with that. Anyway, go to thegatheringmovement.org, thegatheringmovement.org. Let me see if I can put up the banner. And then I'll get into this real quick. Here it is. Go to thegatheringmovement.org, okay? And right at the top, you'll see a little square, and it says National Gathering Tickets. You click that, it'll bring you to a flyer on a page, says everything, a lot of the information, where exactly it is. And then it says, click the flyer. You click that flyer, it brings you to get tickets, okay? You can get up to 6 tickets. Again, it's all free. And children need a seat. So if you're a family of 4 and 2 are kids, get 4, okay? Even if it's a baby and it's in like a carrier, get a seat for the baby, okay? Just make sure you guys know all that. All right. So how do we do this? Well, you guys know we have a couple ways we do it. One of them, Jenna did for us in September of 2021. Our first gathering was the end of October, the middle of October in 2021 on Trump National Golf Course. That was our first one we ever did in New York. And she started joyandcountry.com so that the things that she creates would allow us, and you guys support it, would allow us to do the gatherings. This is how it goes. Sadly, they will not let us, take airlines free and food and motel and hotel and all that stuff. So we have to do that. So this is a new one. This is perfect for, you won't get it in time for Memorial Day, but you definitely get it in time for July 4th. It's tie-dye. It's navy tie-dye. America, great for, it's great for every day, but especially for July 4th. It also comes in red tie-dye, okay? Again, in the description and in joyandcountry.com and Delora's Closet under new, but in the description, you get a direct link. Then car charms. She's got some new ones. Let me tell you what happened. She put one up. It's in the description. And the problem is that was, I got one and I can't find it. I do this all the time. I put it to bed on my pocketbook. I say, okay, I'm going to put it in the car because I got a bunch of them hanging. So anyway, I'm going to show you other ones. But if you click that, you can get that one. It's like 20 different stones you can get. So look at these. Look at this. Angel wings and a cross. You just undo it and you put it over your rear view mirror. Is that the coolest? And then this is God's got this. Look. And then this one says, God is the strength of my heart from Psalm 73. Look at this. Is that beautiful? And then this one, I'm putting this one in. This doesn't have to do with a heart or anything, but I'm taking this and put it in my my car for Memorial Day and July 4th. So it's got God Bless America engraved, and then it's got a cross, and then it's got this cool jewel, red, white, and blue jewel. I know it looks a little bit like the UK, but that's okay. It's red, white, and blue. Somebody said that. That looks like the UK, but some of it doesn't. Some of it does and some of it doesn't. But anyway, God bless America. Again, you can find them in the description below or on joyandcountry.com. Everything is linked there. And Jenna said we have a Memorial Day weekend sale going on until Sunday at midnight. Get up to 20% off your entire order, including clearance items. And as always, free US shipping. Okay, so I'm on. I feel like just chatting with you guys and having a cup of coffee, but it's too late for coffee. I'll be up till Tuesday if I have it now. Okay. So here's an interesting one for you today. It's about gold. Now, it's not only about gold. It's about the whole gold phenomenon that is happening right now. I want to check something. Hold on. Hang on. Hold on while I'm doing this. This is, I meant to look this up. it's gold is one of those words that when you look it up in Hebrew, you look it up in Greek, you look up the meaning, it still means gold. Gold doesn't mean anything else. Gold is gold. It's a color that is the color of gold. Gold that they find in the ground, in caves, wherever they dig up gold. It's gold. It means gold. It's one of the only words I know like that. Silver can mean different things, but gold is gold. Okay. So this became a very interesting topic to me, especially since it ties with the United States truly becoming a free nation, also affect us personally in our own lives. Now, President Trump said several days ago, the golden rule of negotiating and success. What is it? He who has the gold makes the rules. But why? Is it just about having wealth, or does it go deeper than that? So I'm going to hit it from several different directions. It's going to seem like it's disjointed, but it all goes together. It's talked about everywhere. This just came out a few days ago, and listen closely, and then I'm going to discuss it as soon as it's done.
Joining us now as we watch this, and he's also digging into waste at the EPA. How's that going so far?
Oh, we're crushing it. We have a great team. Big development yesterday. It was a couple months ago. There was this video that came out of a Biden EPA political appointee talking about how they were tossing gold bars off the Titanic. Says it multiple times in the video, rushing to get billions of dollars out the door before Inauguration Day. Well, members of Congress were really concerned about that. So as I'm going through the confirmation process, they said, if confirmed, will you commit to making this a top priority to find those gold bars? Came in, I was just confirmed a couple of weeks ago. We found them. They were at a bank parked just outside of government. $20 billion was sent there. And a little oversight, 8 entities would be receiving all $20 billion. And they would be distributing all of these funds without EPA knowing everything that we need to do our job to provide accountability to Congress, the media, and to the public.
Okay. Okay. Hang on a second. All right. Okay. So here's the deal. The EPA, the Environmental Protection, Administration. Lee Zeldin is over that, appointed by President Trump. So he exposed, now listen closely, he exposed the Biden administration's secret stash of $20 billion in gold bars hidden in banks where it had no government oversight. Now, the EPA, is that why they talk about climate change? And climate change is a big thing, and there has to be, people just have to be concerned because it's killing us, everything, we're dying because of climate. Is that why? Because if they can get it into the hands of the EPA, then it gets into the pockets of people. For certain presidents and much of Congress and cabinet members, the United States was their own piggy bank. Until recently, Biden was playing with these gold bars. And that's why they said they're tossing them over the Titanic. What that means, here are gold bars, tax dollars, tossing them over the Titanic meant the Biden administration knew they were wasting it. It's like you're on the Titanic and you've got gold and it's going down. And so you toss them off. That's what they're doing. So that's what they did. And Lee Zeldin and others discovered it. But if you want to talk about the Federal Reserve, they're creating money out of thin air. If you stop and think of gold, the Federal Reserve backed dollar with at the beginning. And it was our Fort Knox gold, not the feds. So how can they charge interest on gold that is already ours? You know, when you think about the government and taxes and everything, it's like they are the king of double dipping into our pockets. How did they get that right? Who gave them that right? This private organization, the Federal Reserve, yes, a private company. They use the word federal, so no one will question. They think it's a federal part of the government. That's why they named it that. They get to play with our money. It's a private organization, the private company. The word gold has been all over the news since Trump took office. He keeps repeating, we're in the golden age of America. And then he says, just a couple days ago, it has only just begun. We will be a rich nation again. And the liquid gold under our feet, meaning oil, will help us do it. Some say everything Donald Trump touches turns to gold. So let's talk about Fort Knox. 3 months ago, President Trump said he was going to visit Fort Knox and have an audit done. Why hasn't that happened? Watch this.
Into Fort Knox because I want to see, do we have the gold? Do we still have whatever it is, tons of gold? I hope we do. Wouldn't that be disappointing? Fort Knox, you grow up hearing about Fort Knox, you can't get in, you can't even see it, nobody sees it. You go there and the place is dry. Would that be terrible?
Okay, so we go there and the place is dry. That was 3 months ago. Why hasn't we heard a peep? We haven't heard a peep about Fort Knox, which is unlike him. He'll always talk about it. I bet, speculation, okay, no proof, just speculation, that he scared the bejeebers out of those who pocketed gold bars. And they put it back. So let's look at Fort Knox for a second. What exactly is Fort Knox? Very interesting place. Probably some things not all of you are aware of. I said this once before. It sits on 109,000 acres. 109,000. Do you know how big that is? It's in Kentucky. It's actually one of the most populated cities in Kentucky. I think it's in the top 10. You can't visit Fort Knox. You can't even get close to Fort Knox. President Trump said it. It's a military installation. It began as only a place to store gold. There's more there than gold. It houses a lot of silver. It houses valuable items. Some claim the original Constitution is there, along with the Declaration of Independence and the crown jewels. There are U.S. Army forces that command war units from there. Reserve troops train there. Recruiting and training of Army's newest officers train there. Houses U.S. Army Resources Command. Home to more than 30 commands and organizations with a population of 26,260 soldiers and civilian employees. But what I find most interesting is when you're a newcomer, you are known, you get hired by Fort Knox, you now become part of the gold standard team. Fort Knox's walls are made of 4-foot thick granite and steel. They could withstand a direct hit from an atomic bomb and it wouldn't affect it. When I think about that, I think about the planes from 9/11 are the only things that could get through like they did with the towers, huh? Sorry, couldn't resist. The door in Fort Knox weighs 22 tons. It's surrounded by, number one, look at here's Fort Knox. Out here is a large perimeter that has motion sensors. I'm talking miles out, okay? If you get through that, there's a second perimeter that has a 10-foot high electrical fence. The third barrier encloses the area around the vault itself and is guarded by a group of armed military security and surveillance cameras, 4 feet of concrete all the way around the vault. But why? Do you know no one has been in that vault for decades? Now, I don't know if President Trump has been in, so that I cannot say. But listen to what I just said to you. No one has been inside that vault for decades. On record, the last time any official, member of Congress, cabinet member, anyone visited the gold reserves was in 1974. Since then, no one's allowed to go in. No one in Congress, nobody from the cabinet. Nope, no Secretary of State, no one. Secretary of Defense, no one from the Pentagon. No one's allowed to go in. Why? What is under that 109,000 acres of land? You know there's got to be tunnels. I find it interesting that President Putin said that he was told by an IMF chief. IMF is the International Money Fund. International Money Fund, and that's the financial agency of the United Nations. Okay, so listen to me again now. President Putin was told that by an IMF chief, that's the person over the United Nations Financial Fund, that our gold was missing. President Putin was told that. Could that be why President Trump wanted to see it for himself? Why didn't he say? He said he wanted it audited. He let it go, though. The fact that he let it go, I think they scrambled and did everything they could to get it back in there. The most current news related to gold is the Golden Dome over America. And just today, that was yesterday, President Trump said Florida is going to be very big in making the dome over America. The Golden Dome. On May 20th, POTUS and Pete Hegseth announced plans for the Golden Dome over America. It includes land and space systems to detect, when I say space, I'm not talking outer space, I'm talking about above us miles. Space system to detect and shield the country from missile attacks. It is estimated to be costing $175 billion. He said it's a generational investment in the security of America and Americans. He promised every single thing would be made in the USA. Besides Florida, he also said Alaska and Georgia would be involved. The missile defense system covers the country in 3 layers of air defenses. So what are they? Sensors will let the military see incoming threats, then ground-based interceptor missiles and other future systems would target incoming ballistic missiles. Systems would target incoming ballistic missiles and other systems at lower altitude. Then threats like hypersonic missiles and enemy drones would be shot down as well. He already gave an initial $25 billion investment in the Golden Dome. He's taking, many companies are bidding on it. Knowing him, it's going to cost less than $125 billion. The funding is included as part of a tax cut mega bill, big, beautiful bill that was just passed by the House yesterday by only one vote, I might add, and is now in the Senate. So now suddenly Canada, who hates us, not the people, the leadership, they don't like America. They can't stand Trump. Now they want to have a meeting with President Trump because they want to be part of the Golden Dome. Maybe you will have to become the 51st state, Canada. Incredible. So, other than security, lower taxes, United States, a force to be reckoned with, what does gold mean to us, we the people, on a daily basis? I was here at this meeting. I was there at all of Kim's meetings from 2004, 2005 to 2016 till he passed. But I'll never forget this. This is from February 22nd, 2014 at the Den in Camarillo, California.
And then I heard gold. I wasn't sure if this was attached to his name, but he said to me, he will restore the fortunes in this nation. Because of his brilliance. I couldn't quite see his face because that was not allowed, because there was a mist that covered all the people and he was amongst them. And the Spirit of God made me look at him, and he said, this man will throttle the enemies of Israel. This man will throttle the enemies of the West.
So gold. Now, Kim has said gold many times. I could not find, I looked in my own stash of Kim stuff. I looked in the vault, his vault. I looked in everywhere. I couldn't find it. But on the year before, on December 31st, 2013, which is New Year's Eve, Kim prophesied, there is gold and there is silver, and there are those who are waiting upon it. And I can see it. I can see it. Also from the Den in California, the same year, I wore this purposely. Kim said this. And I remember the jacket. I wore this purposely. It was a jacket with wide gold bead trim on the sleeves, and it had it looked almost like a military. He said, I wore this purposely. It's the gold. And I'll explain that in a few minutes, because God spoke to me about watching the gold as a sign. This is not real gold. He was talking about his jacket. But something the Lord said to me this morning. God said, I want you to take this jacket and put it on. It represents gold. And Kim, what are you saying? This is what Kim said. But Kim, what are you saying that it represents what will come? Watch the gold, God said. And then Kim said, I don't know what you're saying. And God said, keep your eyes open. It is a sign, not only naturally, but also spiritually. Then lastly, on June 29th, 2011, I was here as well. We remember these words. Kim had no idea what he was saying. He never even heard the word before. And this is what he said. By the way, I'm hearing something in the spirit. What is a dinar? Hasn't been time, sudden change. I don't know what it means, but for those that are investing, I cannot tell you what this is. People were screaming, it's this, it's that, out of the audience. But for those that are holding on, nothing, and then suddenly something. I got goosebumps again. Nothing, then suddenly something. We were going to do Solomon's Porch Sunday. We're going to do it this Sunday instead. It wasn't. And then suddenly it was. People talk about suddenlies, but they don't talk about what the real suddenly is. Suddenly is there's nothing, then there's everything. Let there be light. There was blackness, light. That's not suddenly. There is no word in the English language for that. That's beyond suddenly. It's a supernatural suddenly. It's an explosive suddenly. Let me read what Kim said to you again, to what God said. There would hold on. There's nothing, nothing, nothing. And then suddenly something. Don't hold on too tight to gold. Kim said, I'm not an economist, trust me. But I hear the word of the Lord sometimes. And then he chuckled. Don't rely too much upon the material gold. Look at other things as well. But gold will be the sign. He said, God is opening up other doors as well. Don't forget to look at the tree. Don't forget to look at the oak tree. It's all a symbol that God spoke about. So I never heard anybody speak about this, but I'm going to tell you what the revelation God gave me about the oak tree. The oak seed, okay, just like a mustard seed, very, very tiny. And when it drops to the ground, it doesn't, there's not a ton of oak trees, okay? I mean, there are a lot of them, but compared to other trees, there's not as many. They take a little bit more to catch, okay, with roots. But the oak tree is the strongest tree and many times the tallest tree in the forest. So when he said, don't forget to look at the oak tree. See, don't overlook the small thing you have. Whether or not you're into, currency or a little bit of silver or gold, nothing. But you're praying for that bit, that morsel, that something that God's going to give you. Don't look at it as a little something. You water that thing the right way in the spirit and in the natural, and you will see how that will grow. You will see how that will grow. Peter Riley, I did not know that, and I don't know that, so I'm going to look it up. He said, Elon means, oh, you are correct. Okay, you just blew me away, my friend. You just blew me away. I mean, acorn. Yes, I'm sorry, acorn. Yeah, but small. That is mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Elon means oak tree. That changes this. Well, it adds to it. I still believe the revelation I got. Wow, that is Peter Riley. Thank you. Thank you. That was powerful. I might talk about this tonight on Fab 4 as well, because that says it all right there. Okay, so now here Kim got the word dinar. Okay, dinar. Now I'm going to do this as well. Hold on, so you guys get this. Dinar is formally, now listen to this, we're talking currency now, but formally the dinar was a gold coin used in countries in Southwest Asia and North Africa. Okay, so you got to keep that in mind. Here is the Iraq Prime Minister. Very short. He's speaking in his native language, but I will tell you what he's saying in a second.
طلب من المواطن انه لا يقتني الدولار. الدينار نعم. الدينار هو الاقوى. فلا يقتني النصيحة هذا.
تصريح مهم هذا.
نعم، لا يقتني الدولار.
الدينار هو الاقوى.
نعم، الدينار هو الاقوى.
Okay. So what he's saying is, I tell Iraqis not to keep the dollar because the dinar will be stronger than the dollar. Now, don't be concerned. I'm not concerned. Like this guy is telling truth and President Trump is not. What I'm saying is that both are correct. This man is correct when he says the dinar will be stronger than the dollar. I do not know. Obviously, he would feel that way. I don't blame him for feeling that way. If I was him, I would feel that way as well. But I do know that the two countries are connected. The two countries are working together to make them both strong. He said that 9 months ago. He knew what was coming, and so did God. And that's why he spoke that through Kim. So what does this all have to do with anything? There are many of you who own gold, who own silver, dinar, dong, sim, and on and on. You have digital currency, you know, XRP, you got all kinds of different digital stuff. Some of you have nothing. Do not, please, and this is very, 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 very important today, guys. If you don't have anything of those, has nothing to do what God is going to do for you. Nothing. If you have those, then that's great. God can use those as well. But God is the God of the Zim holder, the dinar holder, and the gold and silver holder. It's the same he is, the God over the one who has none. So do not get caught up in that. I have no money to buy. And so is God still God? Is God the God of the people who have money? No, actually not. Actually, sometimes it's the opposite. So don't even feel that way. Okay, I want to smite that devil right in its tracks. The timing, you've waited years. Okay, some of us have waited decades for this. The timing couldn't be more precise. Talking about Iraq and gold. Okay, dinar, gold, means gold. It was a gold coin until they made it into paper currency. Okay, very tied. Timing couldn't be more precise. This past week, Baghdad had the 2025 summit. Iraq taking over economic leadership policy in the region. Oil exports all over there have been throttled. And they use the word throttled, just like Kim did, on purpose. IQD budget tables are locked and waiting. Trump is securing $1 trillion backing from the Gulf. Too many converging variables coming to a head to not be bullish on a financial reset coming to Iraq, gold, the United States, and around the world, which means the end of enslavement for the people in the United States. I believe that great, big, beautiful bill is only the beginning. It's going to get passed. It's going to get signed. Social Security interest is going to get gone. Probably every household will get $5,000. Taxes will be less, and on and on and on. And it's only the beginning. President Trump and the Saudi Crown Prince have a goal to reshape the Middle East toward peace and prosperity. Iraq is right now coordinating with the U.S. Treasury and President Trump. And this is what al-Sudani, you just saw him, Prime Minister of Iraq, said. We will launch the reform plan after EID, and it will be the most important plan since the founding of the Iraqi state. Billions in foreign investment pouring into Iraq. JP Morgan Chase launching financial centers in Iraq. Banking cards with high spending limits coming to Iraq. ATMs being installed all over Iraq, never been there before. Financial Awareness Week in Iraq this week. That's what it's called. Iraq's elections are later this year. And the company that prints Iraq's paper money has direct ties to Ripple, direct ties to XRP. Iraq reserves capacity to fully back the dinar. You know, when I was putting this together for today, I started shaking when I prayed about the gold dome. I mean, literally, what happens is, so you understand, I wish I was one of those people that God gives prophecies to every single day and I can tell you it all, but I'm not. Neither was Kim. But when I shake and my insides and organs start shaking, it means the next thing I'm going to hear, I started praying, and this is what I got in this spirit, that the gold dome, even during the construction of it, is going to break open everything in this country. There are going to be signs everywhere. Gold is going to pop up everywhere. There'll be world happenings. This isn't just about Iraq. It's about the dollar. It's about oil. It's about the dinar. It's about gold. It's about silver. It's about what's next. Watch Iraq, Qatar, Russia, and the UK. Those are the ones that are watch for signs. Signs of people, signs what they're doing, changing of the guard. Watch Iraq, Qatar, Russia, UK. Those are the countries I got. And all we have waited for, of course, our own country, but those four as well. The five, the hand, the five. We've waited for health. It's breaking through. I'm talking to people about stuff like that right now. Prosperity, breaking through. Complete restoration, breaking through. So much has come out already. But as President Trump said a few days ago, this is just the beginning of the golden age. Just the beginning. What God has in store for this country, America, I can't even see it. It's so big. I asked to see it and I can't even see it. You have any questions? 3 question marks on topic, please. Okay, hang on. I don't know. You went to church, Martha Shirky. I went to church with who? He meant it was grimy. I don't know what you mean. Can you explain, Martha? That's an interesting comment. I would like to know what you mean. Karen, yeah, I wish those sleeping would see. They will. You know, Doubting Thomas had to put his hand in Jesus's side. David Costello, A City Under Fort Knox. Yeah, that's what I think. That's exactly what I think. Yeah, red bronze tunnels and lots of gold, and then we don't know about. Could absolutely be. Plantosaurus Sirius. Don't you feel that Trump has already seen the Golden Dome started and almost done? I don't. I don't think so. That's my opinion. It could be. You could be right. I could be wrong. Sean, you're right. You know, you guys are amazing. You remind me of what I said. Sean Allen, Delora, you had a word a couple of months ago on Solomon's Porch about an apparatus around the U.S. Yeah. You think that has anything to do with what you said today? Absolutely. That was actually more than a couple months ago. That was a while ago. Sean, thank you for that. I'm going to go look that up. Thank you for remembering. Yeah, Frenchie, Delora, what happened to Building 7 gold? Very good question. Okay, I got so many questions coming at me. A city under Fort, please pray for the elder. They take off taxes on Social Security. Jeanette Peterson, it's done. I'm telling you, it's done, Jeanette. Okay, just hear that. Good research as always, Delora the Explorer. Just wanted to catch your eye. Much love. Thank you, Kim. Doubting Thomas example. Yeah, it's not they never get up to speed. They just need to see it. It's absolutely true. It's okay, though. We're here. Yeah, the latest description of the big, beautiful bill. I haven't heard anything benefiting the seniors. Social Security. Yeah, Social Security, from what I heard in the bill, is no taxes on Social Security. Absolutely. And then what I heard was either it's in the bill. Don't quote me on this. It's either in the bill or it's going to be in another bill or in an executive order that there's going to be a 10 to 20% rate raise in people collecting Social Security. Okay, Martha Shirky. I went to church with a man that was a guard on Fort Knox in the 90s. He saw the gold, said it was dusty and grimy. I don't know how he saw the gold. Guards aren't allowed in there. So I think he probably was not telling you the truth. And that's a fact. They're not allowed in there. They're allowed on the outside, never inside. Ron R., the latest description of Big Beautiful Bill. Okay, I said that one, Ron. Jeanette Peterson, no, they didn't pass Social Security on the elderly. They passed the taxes, Jeanette. They did. It's in the bill. It's absolutely in the bill. No taxes, Social Security. And they signed for that yesterday. I mean, if I'm wrong, Jeanette, I could be. I never say I'm 100% correct. It's just the information that I have. If you find that and it's not in the bill, please write to me, Jeanette. I would appreciate it. David Costello, there's gold in Alberta has not been discovered. Paul and Deb, what's your opinion on tithing? No one talks about it anymore. We do. And you probably would like it. And most churches would not. And it's scriptural. And that's all I'm going to say, since this is not for that. He got the gold from the Vatican 5 years ago, Jeanette. Oh, okay. Do you think the chemtrail planes will malfunction under the Golden Dome? Ron, great question. Maybe. I got to tell you something, Ron. If I forget, remind me of that question, because I got to tell you something about Prince. I got to go to Rumble and take some of their questions. Hold on. Tunnels and lots of gold in them we don't know about. Yes, I said that. Don't you feel Trump has already seen the Golden Dome started, almost done? I'm sorry, I said that. I don't, but again, I could be wrong. Okay, had the word. What happened to the gold under the World Trade Center? Donna, that's a good question. And in Building 7, what happened to that? Gilman, revaluing our gold, currently valued at $43 an ounce. No, it's a lot more than $43, Gilman. Anybody know? Please let me know, including Dennis. Delora, what happened to Building 7 gold? Yep, Frenchie just said it. Lots of gold that was taken from the Vatican and brought to the U.S. Could be, Queen. I don't know. Anybody that says they know this stuff, like 100%, it was brought from the Vatican. Don't believe them. Turn them off. Okay. Unless they're President Trump. Didn't President Trump get something from the Pope in his first term? That's the value at Fort Knox. Honey, I don't know what you mean by that, babe. Dennis just said to me that's the value at Fort Knox. Do you think what is coming will be the taste of the millennium? I don't know. What would it be on Christian to exclude DC from the dome? Liberty Bell, you always get me laughing. Liberty Bell said, would it be unchristian-like to exclude DC from the dome? I got a couple other states, too, I'd like to exclude. 43, the value at Fort Knox. Okay, I got it. Gotcha. Jeanette Peterson, they got pictures of President Trump, the Pope very angry, and his wife and his daughter in black dresses. I saw that. Yeah. Okay. Let me just say, still has that value. Okay, honey, I see. Thank you. Okay, so let me Ron, I think it was Ron that said it, about chemtrails. Let me tell you something. My next off the cuff next week is going to be off the charts. Now, let me tell you why. I found I love watching the old videos of people who especially are no longer with us. Those are the ones I look for. And Prince had said that he was on a talk show and he was talking about the chemtrails. This is in the 80s. And he said, well, I thought it was, okay, Queen said I'm sorry, please don't let me forget. There are still taxes on the bill for Social Security's lower. Okay, then what I must have heard was that it's in another bill that is going through, or I don't believe he would make it an executive order. I'm surprised at that. It's not that I don't believe you, but I'm going to have to check that myself. I'm going to go on Donald Trump's exact site and see what it says, because that's one of the things he said absolutely would be in it. So it's surprising to me, unless there was a reason. I don't know, but I'm going to check it out. I'll let you guys know. So anyway, Prince said there's chemtrails, and he called them chemtrails. He said, I first thought it was an airplane with the exhaust, and then I found out it wasn't an airplane with the exhaust at all, but it's chemtrails. And then all of a sudden people get sick in the town, that chemtrails are over, they start fighting with each other, and then you realize that's it. That was it. The chemtrails. He says, but then I found out the amount of secrets America has, especially with the presidents. Well, this morning I started going down that rabbit hole. Next off the cuff will be about America's secrets. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. It's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible. Did you make a summer trailer of upcoming Off the Cuff Live Anti World Fair, Bourdain? My long-awaited make up the correct way of declaring and decreeing. Love you. Yes. Yeah. My long-awaited makeup tutorial. I got to do that. Maybe I'll do that privately with you guys. I don't know. Correct way of declaring and decreeing. We did that a few weeks ago on Solomon's Porch. Anyway, I think Kid Rock may be the real Home Alone kid, Macaulay Culkin. Look, after I saw Robin Williams alive in Shake Shack in Nashville, I believe anything. Okay, let's see. Any more? If not, I'm going. When are we going to have a Q&A? I'm on information overload. Yes. Okay. So this is what Dennis said. Queen, you're right. Right now, it doesn't have it because they wanted to pass the House. They didn't think the House would pass it. The Senate is probably going to amend it. That's why I heard it. Okay. So you guys hear that? That's my incredible husband got it for me. Okay. So it's not in the big, beautiful bill going to the Senate. Don't you love President Trump? Don't you love him? He squeezes in the door. Let's get this sucker passed, and then we'll add. So awesome. So let's pray, please, that they add it to the Senate, which it looks like they're probably going to. Okay. I think that's it, guys. See, there's no more. Next off the cuff's going to be great. Listen, tonight we've got a great show. When I tell you, it's about Diddy, it's about the Clintons, it's about cover-ups, and a lot of cover-ups, that are out, some that are not out, and so we're gonna really break this down. And of course, there'll be a lot of laughs. You don't want to miss it. But it'll be part 2 tonight. Double Decker Delora Day. Americana. This is tie-dye tee. It also comes in red. This is so cool. This has got you see the way the font too, it's got a 70s, 80s vibe. I love it. Tie-dye. It's great. Then we got all of these car charms. Listen, if you don't have a car charm, get with the program. This is what you do. You undo it like a necklace, and you put it around your rearview mirror. and it hangs. And we got ones with flags, and we got ones with cross and angel wings. And then there's the one that said, God's got this. There's tons. Go to the link down there in the description. Jen will bring you right to a page with one that's a heart. And then it's just, I think God is love or something like that. It's got like 20 different stones you can pick from. I mean, she's killing it over there. And so that's what you got to do. You got to go look at that. Look for this. She said all items are linked in the description below. The easiest place to access them. Also, Delora's Closet, the joyandcountry.com website. Memorial Day weekend sale going on Sunday until Sunday. Right now, until Sunday at midnight. Get up to 20, up to. So if you spend a certain amount, you get 10. You spend more, you get 15. You spend more, you get 20 off your entire order. Includes clearance items. And remember, always free shipping. You never, 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 ever pay free shipping. Anyway, I never pay for shipping. Of course you don't pay for free shipping. All right, I'm a little loopy. I think it's because I was losing it to try to get on here. I wanted to make sure I got on. Love you all. We'll see you tonight on Fab 4. I know it's date night for a lot of people. They just go out and get their pizza and have learn some stuff and have some laughs with us. Really looking forward to it. See you later. And remember always, go in the power of God, my friends. Love you.